On the 9th of Av, towards evening, Titus gave the order, and the following day, the 10th of Av, his soldiers set fire to the sanctuary. The cries of pain of the Jews rose up to the heavens.
What do you know about the Third Temple in Jerusalem? The Third Temple is a topic that has been debated by scholars and theologians for centuries. Some believe that it will be rebuilt in the future, while others believe that it will never be rebuilt. In this video, we'll explore the history of the Third Temple, the biblical prophecies that speak of its rebuilding, and the current situation in Jerusalem. We'll also discuss the different perspectives on the Third Temple and why it is such a controversial topic. In the face of perplexing and seemingly cataclysmic events, it is natural for humanity to experience a surge of fear and trepidation. The unexpected occurrences that unfold before our eyes may indeed appear apocalyptic, as if the very fabric of reality is unraveling. However, in the midst of this turmoil, there exists a profound and unwavering message of hope. A message that implores us not to succumb to panic, but rather to place our trust in the divine tapestry of God's plan. The annals of history are replete with instances of humanity confronting unforeseen challenges and adversities. Wars, pandemics, natural disasters, and social upheavals have all cast their shadows across the annals of time. Yet, time and again, humanity has exhibited an innate resilience, a capacity to endure and overcome even the darkest of hours. It is in these moments of adversity that the light of faith often shines brightest. The phrase "events may seem apocalyptic" conjures images of chaos and despair, of a world hurtling towards its own demise. However, it is crucial to remember that appearances can be deceiving. While the challenges we face may be formidable, they are not insurmountable. Appearances can mask the underlying currents of resilience, compassion, and unity that emerge in times of crisis. As history has shown, humanity's ability to come together in the face of adversity is a testament to our collective strength. At the heart of this resilience lies a fundamental trust in a higher power, a belief that there is a purpose, a plan beyond our immediate understanding. This trust is a beacon of hope, a lifeline in turbulent seas. It reminds us that even in our moments of doubt and fear, we are not alone. There is a divine hand guiding us through the storm, a plan unfolding according to a wisdom far greater than our own. Trust in God's plan is a call to surrender our anxieties, to release the burdens of uncertainty. It does not mean that we should passively resign ourselves to fate. Rather, it encourages us to act with faith and resilience, knowing that there is a higher purpose at play. It is an invitation to find solace in the belief that, even in the face of adversity, there is an opportunity for growth, for renewal, and for the emergence of a better world. While the events we witness may indeed appear apocalyptic, they need not elicit panic. Instead, they can serve as a reminder of our collective strength, resilience, and capacity for compassion. Trusting in God's plan is an act of faith, a faith that transcends appearances and invites us to embrace the unknown with hope and courage. It is a reminder that, even in the darkest of times, the light of purpose and divine guidance can illuminate our path forward. Before we discuss more about this temple, I would really appreciate it if you take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And once you do that, we'll get back into our video. What insights might we gain from exploring how the concept of God's presence in the Jerusalem temple influenced ancient Israelite society? The Jerusalem temple, a magnificent edifice that once graced the ancient city's skyline, stands as a pivotal focal point within the rich tapestry of Old Testament prophecy. Its historical and spiritual significance transcends time, continuing to captivate the hearts and minds of those who delve into the realm of biblical prophecy. At the heart of the Jerusalem temple's significance is its role as a symbol of God's presence among His chosen people. The Old Testament is replete with references to this sacred structure, depicting it as the dwelling place of the Almighty. It was within the inner sanctum, the Holy of Holies, that the very presence of God was believed to reside. The temple, with its intricate architecture and divine purpose, served as a tangible reminder of the covenant between God and the Israelites. The prophetic significance of the Jerusalem temple extends beyond its physical existence. It serves as a powerful allegory for the relationship between God and humanity. The construction, destruction, and potential reconstruction of the temple mirror the ebb and flow of the Israelites' fidelity to their faith. It represents a cycle of spiritual renewal and redemption, wherein the temple's destruction was often viewed as a consequence of the people's moral failings, while its reconstruction symbolized God's forgiveness and grace. The prophecies concerning the Jerusalem temple are woven throughout the pages of the Old Testament. They foretell both its glory and its eventual demise. Prophets such as Jeremiah and Ezekiel warned of the impending destruction, while others, like Isaiah, envisioned a future restoration. These prophecies encapsulate the hopes and fears of a nation, serving as a roadmap for their spiritual journey. The intrigue surrounding the Jerusalem temple persists in the modern era. Scholars, theologians, and historians continue to unravel its historical significance and explore its role in shaping the religious identity of the Israelites. In its architectural marvels, such as the grandeur of Solomon's temple, have left an indelible mark on the collective memory of humanity. The Jerusalem temple's significance extends beyond the pages of Scripture. It has become a symbol of enduring faith and the deep connection between God and His people. The notion of a rebuilt temple in Jerusalem remains a topic of discussion and debate among religious scholars, stirring anticipation and speculation about its potential role in future events. The journey towards understanding the prospect of a third temple in Jerusalem is a remarkable odyssey that transcends the boundaries of time, marked by divine promises and historical transformations. This profound quest delves into the very essence of faith, inviting us to unwrap the layers of history, scripture, and anticipation that enshroud this intriguing topic. To embark on this exploration is to traverse through millennia of history, wherein the Jerusalem temple has played a central role in the spiritual and cultural identity of the Jewish people. The first temple, built by King Solomon, stood as a testament to architectural and spiritual brilliance. It united the Israelites in worship for about 4 centuries, until its devastating destruction by the Babylonians in 586 BC. The foundations of the temple, both physical and spiritual, were laid in this epoch. The construction of the Second Temple, following the return of the Jews from Babylonian exile, marked a pivotal moment in the journey. It aligned with God's earlier prophecies and represented a return to the sacred traditions. Yet, this temple, despite Herod's grand efforts to enhance it, faced its own eventual demise in 70 AD at the hands of the Romans. Each rise and fall of the temple echoed the ebbs and flows of Jewish history and spirituality. The anticipation of a third temple stems from these historical transformations, interwoven with divine promises and prophecies. The Hebrew Bible alludes to a time when sacrifices would cease in the end times, and this proclamation has ignited the imagination of many. It prompts a deeper inquiry into when and how this prophecy might manifest. Scripture serves as a vital compass in this journey. It offers clues and allusions like a mosaic, hinting at the temple's return while leaving details shrouded in mystery. The significance of the third temple transcends its physical form. It symbolizes God's ongoing covenant with His people. It points towards an era of divine presence and unity, rekindling hope and faith. Anticipation surrounds this topic, drawing from centuries of spiritual longing and historical significance. The Jerusalem temple's absence is felt keenly by those who cherish the heritage of the Jewish faith. The very thought of a third temple's construction resonates deeply, symbolizing not just a physical structure, but the rekindling of spiritual fervor and divine connection. What are the key factors driving the enduring anticipation for the construction of a third temple in Jerusalem, and how does it relate to ancient prophecies? The journey towards understanding a third temple in Jerusalem is a pilgrimage through time and faith. It navigates the pages of history, the verses of Scripture, and the depths of anticipation. This journey is a testament to the enduring connection between a people and their sacred heritage, an exploration of divine promises, and a quest for spiritual renewal that echoes through the ages. It is a journey that invites contemplation, faith, and a sense of wonder at the mysteries that lie ahead. The anticipation of the temple's reconstruction is a profound sentiment that is echoed through the corridors of history, a longing for the revival of a sacred edifice that holds immense spiritual and cultural significance. This sentiment is deeply rooted in the collective consciousness of those who hold the Jerusalem temple dear, and it is driven by a powerful interplay of faith, prophecy, and historical memory. The saga of the Jerusalem temple's destruction is etched in the annals of history, with two significant temples standing as testimonies to both architectural brilliance and spiritual devotion. The first temple, built by King Solomon, was a magnificent structure that became the centerpiece of Israelite worship for centuries. However, it fell to the Babylonian conquerors in 586 BC, leaving the Jewish people in profound mourning. The second temple, constructed following the return from Babylonian exile, served as a beacon of hope and restoration. Its existence rekindled the sacred traditions and marked a pivotal moment in Jewish history. Yet this temple too faced its eventual destruction in 70 AD as the Romans laid siege to Jerusalem. It is in the wake of these heart-wrenching losses and the anticipation of a temple's reconstruction gained momentum. The very idea of rebuilding the temple signifies a longing to restore the spiritual and cultural heart of the Jewish people. It symbolizes a return to the divine covenant and the renewal of sacred rituals that have been integral to Jewish identity for millennia. This anticipation finds its roots in the scriptures themselves. Within the Hebrew Bible, there are hints and prophecies that allude to a time when sacrifices would cease in the end times. This proclamation, such as the reference in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 11, has ignited the imagination of many. It has prompted a deep and profound inquiry into when and how this prophecy might manifest. The anticipation of the temple's reconstruction is not merely a desire for a physical structure, but a spiritual renaissance. It is a yearning for the resumption of rituals and practices that have bound generations of Jewish people in their faith. It represents the hope for divine favor and the realization of God's promises, transcending time and adversity. The anticipation of the temple's reconstruction is a testament to the enduring faith and resilience of the Jewish people. It is a longing that spans generations, rooted in the ashes of past destruction and nourished by the promises of Scripture. This anticipation is a powerful force that keeps the flame of hope alive, symbolizing a deep and unwavering connection between a people and their sacred heritage. The return of the Jews from Babylonian exile and the subsequent era of the Second Temple stand as a testament to the indomitable spirit of a people committed to preserving their faith, culture, and heritage, despite the most challenging of circumstances. This pivotal period in Jewish history is marked by the triumphant return from exile and the arduous task of rebuilding the sacred temple in Jerusalem. The Babylonian exile, which began in 586 BC, after the destruction of the First Temple by the Babylonians, was a harrowing period in Jewish history. It marked a time of displacement, disconnection from their homeland, and the struggle to maintain their identity and faith in a foreign land. However, the enduring hope of return was ever present among the exiles. This hope materialized when King Cyrus of Persia issued a proclamation allowing the Jewish exiles to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple. This momentous event, chronicled in the Hebrew Bible, symbolizes a divine intervention and a rekindling of the Jewish spirit. It was a beacon of hope for a people who had endured years of exile and separation from their spiritual center. The reconstruction of the Second Temple became a central focus for the returning exiles. It was a symbol of national rejuvenation and spiritual revival. Despite challenges and opposition, the temple was rebuilt, a remarkable testament to the resilience and determination of the Jewish people. The completion of the Second Temple marked a new era in Jewish history, characterized by the resumption of religious rituals and the continuation of sacred traditions. However, the era of the Second Temple was not without its trials. The Hellenistic period brought cultural and religious clashes, and the eventual rise of Roman power cast a shadow of uncertainty. In 70 AD, the Second Temple met a tragic fate as it was destroyed by Roman forces, once again dispersing the Jewish people and marking the end of this era. How has the historical experience of the Jews during the Second Temple era influenced their collective identity and the significance of the prospect of a Third Temple in Jerusalem? The return of the Jews from Babylonian exile and the Second Temple era represent a remarkable chapter in Jewish history, embodying themes of resilience, faith, and the enduring connection to their sacred homeland. It is a testament to the unwavering spirit of a people who, despite adversity, remain steadfast in their commitment to preserving their faith and heritage. The legacy of this era continues to shape Jewish identity and serves as a source of inspiration for generations to come. The prospect of a Third Temple in Jerusalem emerges like a whisper from the pages of both history and prophecy, enshrouded in an aura of mystery and deep significance. It represents a longing that transcends generations, drawing from the spiritual tapestry of the past and the enigmatic verses of biblical prophecy. The prospect finds its roots in the historical legacy of the First and Second Temples, both of which held profound significance in the spiritual and cultural life of the Jewish people. The destruction of these temples left a void that has echoed through the ages, fostering a yearning for the revival of a sacred space where the divine presence could once again be honored. Biblical prophecies, including references to sacrifices ceasing in the end times, have sparked anticipation and inquiry into the potential reconstruction of a Third Temple. These prophecies, like scattered puzzle pieces, offer glimpses into a future where the relationship between God and His people is renewed and divine promises are fulfilled. The Third Temple is not merely a physical structure, it carries deep symbolic weight. It symbolizes the unbreakable covenant between God and His people, a promise that endures through trials and tribulations. It represents a return to the sacred traditions and rituals that have defined Jewish identity for millennia, offering a glimpse of divine favor and the realization of God's enduring presence. The prospect of a Third Temple in Jerusalem is a multifaceted concept that blends historical longing with prophetic anticipation. It embodies the hope of spiritual renewal, divine connection, and the fulfillment of promises made in the sacred texts. This prospect continues to be a source of contemplation, faith, and inspiration for those who hold the heritage of the Jerusalem Temple dear to their hearts. The ingathering of the exiles is a profound and evocative theme that permeates the narrative of Jewish history, imbuing it with a sense of longing, hope, and divine promise. This powerful concept has its foundation deeply rooted in biblical texts and various prophecies, and it holds a special place in the hearts of Jewish people worldwide. At its core, the ingathering of the exiles encapsulates the profound longing of a dispersed people to return to their ancestral homeland. This sentiment is intertwined with the hope of reuniting with their roots, reconnecting with their cultural heritage, and rekindling the spiritual flame that has sustained them throughout their diaspora. It is a yearning that transcends generations, a poignant reminder of the enduring connection between the Jewish people and the land of Israel. The biblical texts serve as the foundational stones upon which this theme is built. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 1 to 5, forms a bedrock, envisioning a time when, even from the farthest corners of the earth, the exiles will be gathered back to the land of their forefathers. These verses are echoed throughout the prophetic writings, with Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel painting vivid portraits of the ingathering, foretelling the return of the northern and southern kingdoms and the scattered children of Israel from all corners of the globe. The Talmud, a central text in Rabbinic Judaism, delves deep into the heart of the ingathering significance. It defines this monumental event as a universal return that unites all exiles, transcending geographical boundaries. This nuanced perspective distinguishes the return following Cyrus's proclamation from the true ingathering, emphasizing the importance of complete and universal return. What deeper insights can we gain from the Talmud's comparison of the ingathering to the creation of heaven and earth, and Rashi's emphasis on God's personal intervention in this event? The Talmud portrays the magnitude of the ingathering significance by equating the day of the ingathering with the creation of heaven and earth, highlighting its divine importance. Rashi's commentary adds another layer by describing the ingathering as a day of great magnitude that even requires God to intervene individually, grasping each person's hand, underscoring the personal and profound nature of this event. Messianic undertones are interwoven with the ingathering of the exiles. It is seen as a precursor to the Messianic era when ultimate peace and redemption will reign. The prophetic visions of Isaiah and Jeremiah expand the scope of the ingathering, extending it to distant lands and echoing the hope of unity and divine presence in the Messianic age. Armageddon, often portrayed as the ultimate clash between human governments and divine authority, emerges as a cataclysmic event deeply rooted in biblical prophecy. Its seeds are sown in a world that often rejects divine sovereignty, where the struggle for ultimate authority reaches its zenith. The very term Armageddon has become synonymous with a world in defiance of divine rule. This prophetic scenario encapsulates the obstinate refusal of human governments and powers to acknowledge and submit to God's authority, and it mirrors the cries of rebellious nations, described in Psalm 2, rejecting the dominion of a higher power. Biblically, Armageddon's significance is found in the book of Revelation, where it describes a prophetic battlefield where the kings of the entire inhabited earth gather to challenge the Almighty. This battlefield symbolizes the ultimate spiritual war, where the powers of darkness unite to defy divine rule, resulting in a decisive reckoning that reverberates across the globe. The term Armageddon itself, derived from Har Megiddo, or Mount Megiddo, underscores its symbolic nature. Despite references to a specific location, the absence of a significant mountain highlights the universal scope of this event. Armageddon signifies a global scenario where nations unite in their final rebellion against divine dominion. Ultimately, the Battle of Armageddon is not just a clash of armies. It represents the ultimate confrontation between human defiance and divine authority. It is the dramatic finale, where the tapestry of prophecy, symbols, and promises converges to unveil the sovereignty of God. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more, and thank you for watching.